I'm different with different people, and I'm so scared that my worlds will collide. So many times, so many of my friends have said this, so many of my clients have talked about it, but people think that they are not being honest, right? I know that a friend of mine few years back told me that you don't know how I'm not an honest person because you don't know I'm different with you and different with other person. How can you say that I'm a good person? I can say that because a lot of time, a lot of people, including my client, including me, I have felt that I'm different with my college friends, different with my school friends, and even in that group, different with different individuals when they were alone, and very different in a group. The process is dissociation. So, growing up, when different parts of our personalities were accepted and a lot of them were rejected, our brain learned a coping mechanism called dissociation. Dissociation is escaping a place mentally when you can't escape it physically, and sometimes choosing to fragment your personality in a way to get acceptance. तो ये समझ लो कि कईयों के सामने बहुत बड़ी एक्सट्रोवर्ट हूँ और कई लोग मुझे बोलते हैं कि यार आप तो बहुत बड़े इंट्रोवर्ट हो, ठीक है, और मुझे डर लगता है कि ये दोनों लोग मिल ना जाएं। और कभी कभी मुझे ये भी डर लगता है कि मैं हूँ कौन, मैं क्या जो इस इंसान के साथ हूँ वो रियल हूँ या फिर जो इस इंसान के साथ हूँ वो रियल हूँ। एक्चुअली मैं दोनों ही रियल हूँ। When trauma happens or when growing up we learn that acceptance is conditional or only some parts of us will be accepted, we fragment our personality. In a way, ये समझो कि एक आइलैंड था और वो बीच में से ब्रेक हो गया और रिवर बीच में से स्ट्रीम्स आ रही हैं, ठीक है, and all these segments are basically kind of different parts of us. So don't think about fragmentation of self as a pathology. It's a way of adaptation. Because when you are dependent on everything, your physical, mental, psychological needs are dependent on the adults around you, right? You have only one option, is to accept whatever. How do you accept? Through adapting. How do you adapt? Because the whole of yourself having issue in accepting the neglect, right? So I will fragment myself in a way of there will be a critic inside me that would say do better job, right? And that critic would put pressure on me to do all those things that gets the acceptance. And it's just one example. Don't take it like something that goes in all scenarios, but I'm just giving you one example. Fragments can come in terms of work, in terms of critic, in terms of, a police inside you, a moral judge or anything, right? And all of us at the spectrum have done some kind of dissociation. Whether it's lapse of memory, whether it's fragmentation of personality, whether it is, having a physiological response to a psychological stress, all of it is just adaptation to be heard, to be seen, to be accepted. And when we work on these things to be provided by you and to give you resources to ask people in a better way, you don't need to do these adaptations which are not comfortable for you, which restrict you to be your holistic self. And a lot of time, even in therapy work, what we do is bring these parts together so that you feel confident and comfortable bringing your whole self in front of people without the fear of rejection, because now your worth is not based on some acceptance, your worth is not dependent on who is accepting you, who is not accepting you, because you learn to accept yourself. It takes time. It's not a magic potion, but this weird fear of I am very weird around this person, and so it brings out something. These all are process of dissociation, and it's actually it's don't take it as something that people only do for survival. It works on a spectrum. So dissociation at the end of the spectrum can look like a disorder, like dissociative identity disorder, dissociative amnesia, right, dissociative fugue, and these are the disorders. But all of us at some level on the spectrum have at some point of time have dissociated, and especially people who had childhood trauma develop this early in their life as a coping mechanism, because their world was difficult to accept. Either they could accept the world, or they could, fragment themselves and couldn't bring their playfulness, and didn't get the chance to bring their whole naughty self, playfulness and joy the way Buddy is doing it here. So I wish everyone would have gotten the childhood like that, but a lot of time when we say that everyone has same childhood, everyone is similar, it all happens to all of us, it's actually not understanding our own privileges. So that's for me. Bye.